All right, so maybe this is working. Perhaps not. Oh. All right. I think it's working. I haven't streamed in so long that I'm not sure if it's working or not. So we will wait. My YouTube control panel stuff's not working. I don't know what that means. So I'm assuming that's working. Just ate some lunch. Hopefully I have nothing in my teeth. All right, I think we're there. I think we're working. Technology, don't let me down this time. D-Diz says hello. All right, so hopefully you can hear me okay. Let me adjust my microphone. I lost the clip for this microphone sometime over the last year. So, one of my favorite YouTube channels, Climate Town, they always have like the blue painter's tape holding it on. So, this is an homage to Climate Town. If you ever watch them, check them out on YouTube. It's a great channel. All right, I think we're there. Yep, Jesus is working great. Okay, it's been a while. Hope everyone's been well. As always, I live stream these. Today, we're going to be testing a bunch of frame masks. It's the Frame Mask Showdown. We're testing some of the Zimi masks. For those that aren't familiar, these have kind of been floating around for a while. I just have been busy, so I hadn't a chance to test them. So we got the Zimi mask, but I'll pull back also to the old school Dobu mask, which is also a frame style mask. But there's also another frame style mask, which is the IQ Air, made in Germany. So pull out a bunch of frame masks. We're going to test a bunch of the Zimi masks, the Z100 KN95, a bunch of that. We have I'm not sure how to pronounce it, Liangzi, Lainzhie, Liangzis. We got a KN100. I got to find the wrapper for it. I misplaced it, so I can remember what that is. I got the KN for that. I got to find what that wrapper went. Test some of those. And we also have the Forged Air mask. This is a elastomeric style mask, so we'll test that one. It's been sitting around in my office for like the last 6 months. So, wow, it's been a long time. Now I got the port account set up too, so we'll do that for any time a mask is not well fitting. I'm going to turn it off for the moment to save it, but we'll use the port account. Now, as always, I'll turn on the generator. The generator is a 16%, sodium chloride in salt in water solution. That's by weight. So I put 8 grams of salt in 50 grams of water. It will charge the room up. Now I go pretty high with my setup. I see some port account users going really high too. Don't do that. You don't need to. I have a different instrument. I use a 3025A. It only counts about 10% of the aerosol in the space. So I have to go pretty high to get a statistically significant number of counts. If you use a port account, you don't really need to do that. Okay, so y'all hopefully can see the graph on the chart. I'll turn on the generator. Y'all gonna see some particles be generated, and you'll see the concentration go up. I gotta turn this fan on. Has been a while since I've done this. See, I gotta remember how I even do this anymore. As always, data is in the link to this video. I'll put it in. Apparently my bitrate is too low. Can I change that? Is that an adjustment? Oh, it is an adjustment. Let me increase quality. Well, I don't know how I control that. Oh, here we go. Video bitrate. What do they recommend? They recommend 13,5000. All right, let's switch it up here. 13,5000. Apply. All right. Hopefully, video quality improves. Let's see. Let's see. Open widget. What does that do? Okay. Yeah. Stream health. All right. We're back to a good connection. Bit rates improved. Technology. Yay, technology. I think I'd turned the bit rate down for some other stuff I was working on. Okay. I lost the normal zero count filter that I use, so that was sad. But we'll make do without. So I'm gonna let the concentration kind of come up to about 20,000 particles per cc. I'll pause the generator. We'll do our normal sequence. We're going to zero count the device to make sure that it counts nothing. That's going to give us our baseline to make sure that the counter can go to 0. It's always important so you're not getting leaks that give you an artificially high penetration or an artificially low filtration efficiency. And so we'll do that, and then we'll do the control masks, which are very old. I think some of these masks are, 4 or 5 years old now. At least 4 years old. I don't know. I was going to look and see if there's a date of manufacture on this mask. Let's see. No, they don't have a date. I think it's on the box. But this mask has been floating around for quite a while. These 3M 8210s that we use they're definitely at least 4 years old now. This one has been used since the very beginning of my mask testing, so we'd have to look back when that is. But I think that was like 4 years ago, 2020, about this time in 2020. So, yeah, masks can last for a very long time. I'll keep an eye on the comments and try to answer what I can, but as always, NANRAS do masks expire? And technically, yes. In practice, no, not really. If they get really old, I think the answer is if they're 20 years old, don't use them. But what we find, at least there's NIOSH and NIOSH and CDC did a bunch of tests on what was in the stockpile, and what you find is that the filter media used in it lasts a really, really long time. However, the straps and elastomeric materials get kind of brittle over time and lose their elasticity. So the filter media is still good, but everything that attaches to it, the glues, the foams, all that stuff starts to kind of come apart over time. So technically, yes, but in general, I would have no problem using a mask. Like a lot of KF94s have 2-year expiration dates, and I think that's very conservative. All right, I'm gonna hit the generator off here. So we should have about 20,000 particles per cc. We'll let it stabilize. I'll put the zero count filter on. Watch that concentration go to 0. Check that out. And then we'll do our control mass, and then we'll start testing. So it'll take a few minutes. So if you really want to see mass testing, wait about 15 minutes, and then you'll see. Otherwise, this is just the setup checkout, which takes a little while. All right, concentration stabilizing. Just waiting for that 20-second and 5-second average to kind of coincide. That usually tells me that we're pretty stable. All right, we're there. So now we're going to go ahead and plug on the zero count filter. Switch to OBS here so I can see what I'm doing. So then put the zero count filter on, and you see that basically the concentration plummets. And we'll let it sit for a while. And what we should see is that the 5-second average is, effectively 0.02 particles per cc. I don't think it'll go any lower than that unless I hit the clear button. There's a bug, I think, in this firmware version. There we go. So 0, 0. There, you're at 0. So no counts. So the system can resolve 0. We'll wait for the 20-second just for fun because we're nerds. So there you go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, so zero count filter works. Life is good. Pull that off. So we've done our zero checkout. Now we're going to do our control mass. Well, it's been a long time since I've been in the spreadsheet. Oh boy. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. All right, so we're going to pull out the Moldex. Adjust the date here to today. Wow. Was it really a year ago that I did my last test? I guess maybe it was. What is today? 10th? I guess it was a year ago. Oops. 08, 10, 2024. Oops, I don't want to do that either there. All right, why is this not letting me type the date in? All right, 08. Nope, page down. That's why num-lock is active. 08, 10, 20, 24. Yeah, a year ago. Dang. I guess we'll keep the standard format. Okay, whatever. You're going to screw it up Google Sheets for me. Alright, so this is an N100. This is a cut mask. Yeah, it's worn. It's white. It's got headbands. Alright, here we go. So this is the old trusty Moldex N100 mask. We'll connect it, get the 20-second average, and we'll get started. Oh, y'all can't see that. Let me slide this down a little bit further. Sorry. There we go. Now y'all should be able to see that on the screen at the same time. Perfect. My son wears, he was wearing the tiger mask, and then he kind of grew out of it. Now he just pretty much wears the Seiwu kids masks, so that's what he pretty much wears exclusively. We wore them this summer on our little Euro trip, so he likes the kids masks. The Seiwu is what my son's been wearing. All right, so we'll get started here. I'm just waiting for that concentration to stabilize. Concentration is at 177 e to the 4. Okay, go ahead and don the mask. I got a little leak somewhere. I haven't worn this mask in a year, so we'll see here. Definitely getting a leak somewhere. Let me take a look what's going on here. I haven't worn this mask in a long time. I noticed that where my nose has touched it, it's slightly discolored from skin contact, but let me just make sure the valve's all... I just had it sitting on the workbench downstairs, so I want to make sure there's no debris in the check valve. Oh yeah, that valve may not be closing all the way. The valve looks good. Oh, it looks good. All right. I am freshly shaven. I got a little bit of stubble, but I didn't shave quite yet, so maybe I need to go upstairs and shave if I want to do my normal test standard. Something's leaking on me. That's kind of surprising. We might have to go see if I got another one of these in the basement. Maybe it's... All right, call there at 7244, so 7244. I would like to see it a little bit higher, but I think we got a leak somewhere in either the face seal or that valve. That is one thing that I think the valve masks kind of have a problem with, is that valve mask can the valve can change over time. I don't do a lot with valve masks, or haven't historically, so. YouTube back. Thanks for swinging in and saying hi. Someone asked, do masks expire? No. I mean, the answer is yes, but the filter media is always still good. It's that the fit of the mask will fail over time. I'm going to grab this concentration here just 1 second. 1354 1354 13,540. All right, so we have 99.5. I would like to have seen that a little bit higher. And historically, I've gotten, I guess that's about what I've gotten with this mask over time. It's about 99.5 in the last test, so I guess that's not too atypical. It's been a while since I've done this. It's been a year. It's been a year. All right, so we're going to do it. This mask is very old. So the question was, do masks expire? The answer is technically yes, but the filter media is fine. It's the straps, it's the nose wire glue, it's the nose foam, it's the strap stretching out. Those are more likely to fail after a long time. So the question is, if you had a well-stored mask. Actually, there's a study out there by CDC and NIOSH that looked and tested all of the masks in the U.S. government stockpile. Some of them are 15 years old, and the filter media still perform well. So the answer is, would I have any issue using an old mask? No. To me, the concern around using a mask is you got to make sure it fits. Everything is about fit. That's probably the most important thing. So this is a 3M 8210 control, and it's number 1. Oops. Control. God, why can I not type today? Control number what? This is an N95. It's a cup style. It's going to be as worn. It's white. Oops. I guess I didn't get the autofill there. It's white. I guess I still don't get the autofill. White. And band. All right, there we go. All right, let's get the concentration. Let's give it a second to stabilize. There we go. 129 e to the 4. 1.29 e to the 4. Okay. Go ahead and don this one. Now this one historically has not given me as high as filtration efficiency because the straps are stretched out. Definitely not as tight as the number 2, and this one's still pretty old too. This mask is at least 4 years old, so let's see how it does. Call it there at 176.5. Just looking for that concentration to stabilize. Pull this off. Give it 20 seconds to stabilize. Did I put the wrong year in? So let's see what going. Oh yeah, I've been living in the past, y'all. It's a year ago, 2024. Let's try that again here. How about 8? Oops. Thanks for catching that. God, how could it already have been 4 years since I started this? Feels like it was yesterday. All right, get the concentration on the upstream. Let it stabilize. Almost there. Pretty much there. 1.168 before, so it puts it at 98.56. A little lower than I'd like to see on that mask, but we know that one historically has been dying, so we'll go to the number control 2. We'll just do it because we're doing it. This is the control mask number 2. Labeled them on the headband so we can always know, and I can just copy all this. Connect it up. So there's a little mark. Oops, there's a little mark there that says number 2. And you sit downstairs in the special Aaron workbench where they've been sitting for the last year collecting dust. So we'll see. You know, again, the highlights. These masks have not had a special life. They've just been sitting in my basement collecting dust. Literally right next to sitting on top of the port account, or not the port account, but the 3025A. So nothing special there. Someone asked, well, I got 3 seconds here to answer this. I love the KN95 Filter 95 mask from Costco. 97% filtration. They don't make them anymore. Any recommendation for something similar? I'm not too sure, but if you look at my data set, there's always all the size measurements from those masks. I tested those a long time ago. Take a look on there, and you can get the sizing information, and then just look if there's a similar size. I think kind of, PowCon. Basically, a bona fide mask is still carrying a lot of bifolds. Same with Well Before. Well Before has a lot of bifolds that have gotten better too. They're a lot more breathable than they have in the past. So I'd take a look there and see what you can find. All right. 1.126 e to the 4. 1.126 e to the 4. 1.126 e to the 4. Go ahead. Yeah, these straps are much tighter. Much tighter. They've not been worn out. I think I've done that other mask, 40 times, 50 times. All right, call it there at 46. 46 even. Top it off. We got like about 99% on that one, which is about what I'd expect to see. 99.59, good mask. Mostly we think about masks, it's fit. Almost all the N95s are going to do great, even N99s. I don't think you even need an N99 or a P100. In my opinion, there's no good justification for it. All of them are relative to COVID. All of them will provide excellent protection. All of it is about fit. I can't grow a beard, so Brian D asked, how much does slight beard stubble cause leaks? Have you ever tested with different beard lengths? I can't grow a beard, but the answer is pretty significant. If you have maybe half-inch stubble, pretty much the highest you're going to get is somewhere maybe in the fit factor of 10 or something like that. Depends on your face and what kind of mask, but that's a general rule of thumb, is it's pretty significant. So if you're after maximum protection, then you really do need to shave. Although one could argue that there hasn't been good evidence about that for the typical COVID respiratory aerosol, so maybe it provides more protection, but it's really hard to know at this point. So I think, given a lack of data, I would err on the side of caution for that. But really, the only way to know is to do a fit test, which is kind of a problem in the world right now. There's not enough low-cost fit testers. 9875, 9875. I'm going to have to kick the generator right back on in here in a second. I think we'll do one more mask, and then, now this is an OG mask, and this one expired. Well, the date of manufacture of this is 4/2020. I hope we never go back to that time period ever again. So 4/2020, this mask is very old. This is the Air Queen Nano Control. It's non-rated. Bifold, or it's a boat style in my nomenclature. It's as worn, it's white, and it's ear loop. And it hasn't been, so this mask was made, 4.5 years ago. Something close to 4.5 years ago. A little shy of 4.5 years. I think it's weird to think that there are kids out there that are older than this mask now, or younger than, or like some kids are 4.5 years old when this mask was made too. Anyways. Let's see. My hubby still wears V-Flex. Like to find him something not quite so in your face. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to necessarily wear a V-Flex. I wear a V-Flex a lot in kind of more high-risk locations. Otherwise, I would say 95% of the time I'm in a Cebu Ultra. I really like that mask just because they're very cool. They don't get hot inside. They're very easy to breathe in. I like the chunky ear loops. I prefer ear loop masks. I get a good fit in that mask, and I've worn it pretty much. The only place that I don't wear it is on airplanes and airports, but outside of that, or unless I have to go visit someone that has COVID or do something like that, which I've had to do a few times. Pretty much outside of that, I just wear an ear loop. Much to the chagrin of some people out there that are claiming that my niece is calling me. I think I'll have to text her and say I'm in the middle of a mask test. Maybe she's warning me about something. My audio's not working or something like that. Sometimes she see what she said. She needs a bike lock. All right, let's get this going before we run out of concentration. 8945. We're pretty low on the low end right now, but we'll be still okay because we're not testing an N99. All right, this mask is very old. Historically, it's been giving about 90, 89, 88. It's been slowly dropping over time. This is a nano filter material mask, so it doesn't, in theory, have electrostatic, but I don't know what it actually is. All right, I called it 1270. It's kind of jumping around a little bit. Try to find the average there visually. 1270. It's going to be about 87%, I think. 85%, 86%. So It has lost some juice over time. If we go very back in the very beginning of time, back to the young years of September of 2020, this mask got 90.9%. This same mask, just to be clear, this same mask right here, my very first mask ever tested on this spreadsheet that I converted over, 90.9, and it has dropped over 4 years. And I don't know how many times it's been worn in this test to 85.8. So there you go. Let's let that settle out for 5 more seconds here. Travis asks, have you managed to avoid COVID still? The answer is yes, I'm still a Novid. And I think that at some point I'll publish a video about what I've kind of done in my methodology, which consists of wear a mask and make your house a safe space so you can have people over. 80-10 is going to be that concentration, so 85%. So this has lost some efficiency over time. But that doesn't surprise me too much. It's been slowly dying. If we look, let's go back in time to last year. We ran this test. Last year I got 88%, so that's not that unusual. 82 10s were worth 99 and 91. So I got pretty much the same results. I mean, plus within a percentage or so, so that's kind of expected. Eventually, these are going to continue to decrease in quality. The ear loops stretch out. Like, everything starts to die on these masks. So, like, I never planned to still using them 4 years later, to be 100% honest with you. I thought we would have kind of only planned on doing this for a short period of time, but welcome to my life. All right, let's kick the generator on and answer some more questions while we wait for that to come up. Are they going to make bigger masks like XLs? They do. You can get KF94s in extra, extra large. The Mega Fit, which is available from Collect USA, is extra, extra large. The 3M Milwaukee cut mask is pretty big. And then Trident out of Australia. I don't know if you can get them in the US quite easily. They were for a while. They make an extra, extra large trifold. So those are some options. I think I had it in my video that I did last year, but those are some good options. But I would like to see bigger masks out there. I think that they kind of skew on the smaller side. So in general, for those that are wondering, my precautions are pretty straightforward. I wear a mask indoors. I don't dine indoors. I do a lot of outdoor dining. I pretty much don't wear a mask outdoors at all unless it's like a very crowded place, like think like a state fair or a crowded concert. But I don't wear a mask outdoors. I dine outdoors. I don't dine indoors. Unless, like, that's not entirely, I mean, there's some very limited situations where I've dined indoors because I had no other option, and but good CO2 and stuff like that. So it's, you know, calculated risk at some level. Let's see. Yeah, and then at home I just have a bunch of air cleaners at home, portable air cleaners. I have access to some UV lamps, which are not commercially available or widely available right now, so that helps me a little bit. I get a boost there. But working on changing that, try to make those more broadly accessible. But yeah, so I just make my home a safe space, and then people can come over. When you got 10 air changes per hour in this space, transmission risk is very low. And just ask people, hey, if you're not feeling well, don't come over. So otherwise I wear a mask places. Go to a happy hour. I'll be at a happy hour this Tuesday. If we get stuck inside because of rain or whatever, I just wear a mask, pull it down, take a drink of a beer, put it up, and hang out and chat. And so far I've been successful doing that. Is it 100% success rate? No, but the answer is, like, you're not always exposed to people who have COVID. So if you just reduce that to be a risk of transmission to be at 0.5%, and, you know, pretty much the few times that you do get exposed, you won't get a sufficient dose, so you'll just never pop positive and your life goes on. Is it annoying wearing a mask? Yes. Am I working hard so we don't have to keep using masks? Yes. But it is the only tool that I currently have available that I can control, so that's why I use it. All right. Concentration, almost there. We're at 16,000. Get up to 20,000. I think we'll do the Zimi. Let's do the Zimi masks first. So I'm gonna queue them up over here. So I got the Zimi 1, which is a KN95. I got the KN Zimi 100. Now I only have one mask frame. I think that I have a medium and a large mask frame, if I remember it correctly. I think so. Yeah, I got a medium and a large mask frame. So let's see. So I already did those. So I'm just gonna queue up what we got. We got this, that, and I should have one more. Did it fall somewhere? No, where's all my Zimi stuff at? It should be okay. All right, kick that off. We're almost at 20,000. Turn that off. Should be another Zimi. Because I should have the black Zimi. I should have a framed Zimi. Where did that other Zimi go? I got those I gotta test. Got the black one. Did I? Maybe, or maybe there's no difference. Let me look really quickly. Maybe my assumption was that they were somehow different, but I don't. Maybe they're not different. So yeah, so I got all the Zimi ones. And there's like a small kid Zimi that I'm not going to test because it's too small. I already tried that one. I got all of these. Got those. Where the heck did that mask go? Did it fall? I don't see it here. Let me grab the rest of the Zimi stuff. Oh, I'm contorting my body. Did I toss it in here when I punched it? No. So I got the 9541. Okay, so somewhere I misplaced a mask here. Or maybe I need to punch these still. Maybe I just got sent 2 of each. Are these any different? Okay, well maybe I'll punch those if we get along. I thought that was the same one. There's some trimming instructions with them too, which we'll see if I can figure. I mean, I'm not going to really trim them unless I have a fit issue. So let's do the Zimi 1. So this is 08, 10, 24. The Zimi 1 KN95. It's Zimi 1, it's a KN95. I'll just put KN95. I guess that's been my historical way of doing it. KN95. It's a cup. As worn, it's white. Oops, it is ear loop. It's white. And starting concentration will be. Oops, let me pull it up here. Connect the mask. Nanner says, does everyone else usually the only person masking when you go out? I think I've seen a lot more this summer. In Europe, I was definitely the only person wearing a mask. I have an advantage that most people don't give me any shit because, I don't quite fit the normal person mask trend. I think there's some people that have assumptions about who wears masks, and I challenge that. So, but in general, I'm usually the only one. I think but in general, I see more and more people masking. And the whole open air office mask, so. Still pretty regularly. And we also do regular testing too, which lets us not have to mask, but in general I would say most of them are all masking. So I see more and more in the US. I think people are understanding what's going on. People are figuring it out. All right, 717 e to the 4. 1.717 e to the 4. All right, don the mask. Now this is an ear loop version, K95. Very breathable. It's a little small for me. I think this is a medium. So it doesn't quite fit, but if I don't talk, it's okay. All right, bottomed out at 92.11. Pop it off. It's going to do pretty good. Should be in the mid-90s there, about 98.5%, I would guess, I estimate. 99.5, wow, excellent. Very breathable. They kind of get away with a couple good things that I see that the other masks don't, which is that the thinner the mask is, the less hot they feel. When you get the thick masks, I think they reflect some of that radiated heat, and they also don't allow vapor transport very well, so humidity exiting the mask in between breathing makes it feel a lot cooler. So I like to see that they have that. I noticed they use like a liner on the outside to give it some structural integrity without using a spun bond, thick spun bond layer, so that helps a lot, making it thin. I think the thinner the mask, the better. They just are much more comfortable that way. they don't get as hot. Give it 20 seconds here, just about stabilized. Just a second here. Okay, 1.522, e to the 4. Alright, so there we go. Zimi 1 done. Let's do the next one. Okay, so I got a Zimi KN100, which, in my opinion, you don't really need that for respiratory aerosols. At some point in time, when I get some time, I will make a video on that. But in general, I think there's good evidence that the aerosol size of COVID is pretty big, actually, about somewhere between 0.6 to 1 micron or something like that is kind of what you want to hit on the lower end. So I think in general KN95s are going to be, or any N95, KN95, FFP2, et cetera, KF94 are going to be more than enough. Although arguably FFP2s are maybe a little bit more closer to a N99, but still in their world it's the closest to an N95. Let's see. Doc's office also. Yeah, I see. In general, I would say yeah. Unfortunately, not a ton. AA asked, does anyone know about Kind KN95s? I'm not familiar with Kind. Let's give this like 30 seconds here, and we're gonna load it up. I'm not familiar. I'd have to look it up. Perhaps. I feel like there's a lot of manufacturers, and I have not been paying attention to the KN95 bifold space for much because I feel like there's. All right, 1.301 e to the 4. Let's go ahead and don this. Now, this is a headband style. I gotta make sure I got it the right way yet. Gotta tighten this top strap up a little bit. Definitely harder to breathe in than their KN95 variant. All right, call that at 0.4, basically FO, as some would say, closer to 0. So that's an excellent mask in terms of filtration efficiency. Gasket seal works pretty well too. It's different than the others that they don't have the rubber on the back side. Let me see on this one. Yeah, they're just using that. They must have some impregnated. Yeah, they just use some impregnated material there, but looks nice. Very good. Breathability not as good as with their N95, KN95 version, I would definitely say if you're going to go this style, just go the KN95. There's no reason to go to the 100. All right, let that stabilize. We have the next one queued up. Okay, so what other Z-Mate do I have? That's the IAQ Air. I have this one from Z. I don't know who this is from. It's just something Pro 7, so I'll test it. Someone had sent it along. I can't read. Unfortunately, I can't read Chinese, so I'm not sure whose this is. I don't know what brand this is. Something Pro 7. I'll test it anyways. But let's stay in the Zimi world. We got the black version, which is the ZM82, which is not marked. Okay, well that's a little annoying. I got to use the large frame, so I got to pull it out of there. Let's take the 1.164 e to the 4, 1.164 e to the 4. There we go. That's excellent. 100% is pretty solid. Good fit for me on that one. The only thing so one of the things I don't like about these style mask vests, for me, when I talk, my jaw will pop down and it pulls around in my nose. I wish they were a little taller. But that's fine. They just, I mean, I'm sure they make different sizes. I think this is their large. I gotta check. So I have the material from them that was labeled sent to me from another mask nerd, ZM8210. So let me just quick see if I can find what the rating is. Technically, they should be labeled on the parts themselves. Yeah, let's try Zimi. I don't know if we're even gonna find this. All right. Well, does this person happen to tell me what this is? I see him floating around a lot in the. Let's see, the Zimi 95W. That's one I have some of those. I want to know what the 8210 is. Well, we'll just test it and we'll have to find out what it is. All right, later. So let me swap over the frame. So these have these internal frames. If you're not familiar with this style of mask, they just have a plastic frame. There's a few of them out there. I think I first saw them in 2010 with the Dobu. So they have this plastic frame. So I'm going to swap. I think I'm going to check to make sure this is the same size. It is. So I'm going to put the black variety on here. I'm not unsure of what filter performance this particular variant is. Technically, they should be labeled on the filter product itself. They need to be labeled on the article themselves, KN95 or KN100. They have on their other ones, so I don't know if this is just like a prototype that got passed around, or I don't have the details. I did not. These were just the Zimi 1 and the Zimi KN99 was just ordered from their store that they have, Taboo stores. I can't remember the name of the store. I'm sorry. It's a Chinese marketplace. So I gotta find out. This is ZM8210, 80 or 8210. Yeah. I gotta find out. It's a cup. It's as worn. It's black. Oops. Why is it? It's black. It is headband. I lied on the other one, by the way. I gotta correct that. The other one was headband too. So we'll see. We'll see what the rating is. I'm guessing that, judging by the thickness, I don't know. It's hard to say. All right, let me check the comments for 1 second here. Anyone know that? Update on OpenCPC. We'll have an update video here shortly. If you come to AAAR, you can see it in real life. The American Association of Aerosol Researchers will be there in August or October with it. We'll have some more updates on that when they'll be available, when you can get your hands on one and where we're at. Pretty exciting to share that when we have that ready. Nobody in my small town is masking except for me. In Ohio, yeah, I generally think it's probably like 1 to 5% of people, so it's pretty rare to see someone. I find that black face masks make my asthma worse. That's interesting. It could be a chemical. I feel like I would like to see a little bit more regulation around that and outside it. I mean, I trust the KF94s and in general some reputable brands of KN95s, but I feel like you could easily dye these things and stuff. That's not a good idea. So I'd like to see some regulation in that space. What we use for our mask materials. This is much breathable, so I'm going to guess it's KN95. All right, 147.7 is Keenan seemed where we settled out at. 147.7, which is really good. Pop these off. Yeah, it definitely seems like Zimi's making some solid products. I definitely think their Zimi, their Zimi 1 is definitely the preferred product. I think, one of the things I hear a lot about people talking about is around, oh, you got to use an N100 or a P100. Only P100s are effective. I think a lot of I hear that discussion mirrors a lot of anti-masker comments, which are now no mask is good enough. I love that it's transitioned from masks don't work to, well, they do work, but you have to have a perfect mask for it to work. Otherwise, you get it immediately. Which I've heard some purported industrial hygienist on the Twitter who is an anti-masker industrial hygienist. So the answer is fit is very important, and I would argue it's the most important thing. And in my opinion, relative to COVID as a respiratory aerosol, that there's not a substantial difference in protection by the filter media difference between that KN100 and KN95. I personally would wear the KN95. But you need to make sure it fits. It's fit again, and still fit. Let me pop that off. I'm going to put that frame back in there so I don't lose track of where this frame came from. These were supplied without a frame. I think, as I understand the Zimi product line, is that they have a few different frames, and then they use different filter covers, which I like. It's a good solution. I still think that I wish that they made it like an extra large or something. Even this large is a little too small for me. It sits up on my chin, and when I talk, it rips down on my nose, because that's kind of the problem that I have with plastic frame masks. Are like, if they fit you, that's great, and you like them, you're good. There are people that like cup masks. All masks are good masks in my world. I personally, so it's me, my personal preference is I'm not a big fan of cup masks because they don't stretch this way very well. And for my particular face, what I find is when I wear a cup mask, especially even this one, it's a large, is that when I talk, it pulls down on my nose. And so when I'm talking, it's just I feel the tension on my nose getting pulled down. It's just not quite long enough on my face. And yeah, the C100 is noticeably warmer because my bathroom gets a little humid in here. I don't run the exhaust fan. This was so much cooler in terms of temperature on the inside. I prefer the ear loops because the facial sealing pressure is lower that way. But then I can't really wear this mask because you can't see it, but it's popping off my chin here. And so when I talk, I constantly would have to be doing this. I mean, it's not terrible. I also don't find the nose to be super comfortable with the plastic. It just means that my nose is the wrong shape. Right here, I get a little bit of tension on that. I wore them for a while to try them out. It's the same issue. I didn't wear the DB5, the Dobu 501 and other masks like that. They just, again, there's no judgment if you like them or don't like them. It's just a question of do they work or what's their performance really. The spreadsheet is now how do they stack up in terms of filter efficiency, which we don't really care about so much, but are they real? That's the text. And then what's their pressure? What's their breathability? I think breathability is probably one of the most important aspects and comfort. Like humidity, breathability, and facial seal pressure are, I think, what really do it. So let's test some other ones out. This is an old Dobu 500. This is a NIOSH N95. I had these from a while, but I haven't tested one since very early in the game. So let's just bring it back to see how it stacks up in right head to head. So get a couple minutes here, then we'll go. Let's see if we got any questions. Yeah, flow mask. Flow masks, Pro mask, because I think if you're in Europe, there are more breathable options than the flow mask Pro, which I'm guessing the Pro is the one that they could get sneak through the FFP2, because the everyday one that they would have sold would never pass the FFP2. It didn't even technically pass the N95. Close, but it wouldn't have probably passed the humidity test. But I think there are more breathable masks out there, in my opinion. Especially like the V-Flex varieties. I don't know if you can get those in Europe anymore. 8134 for the Dobu. Now this also is a very small framed mask, so with no head loop adjustment. I don't like that. Okay, so that's a little annoying. Maybe there was an adjuster on it at some point. I did just pull it out of the package recently, so I'm not sure what happened to it. I may not have been paying attention, too. I'm known for that. A little busy the last couple of years here. That's why you haven't seen me test masks. 2 reasons. 1, it's not a lot that's changed in the mask world. And 2, I'm busiest I've ever been in my life. Yeah, this is going to leak. Make sure I have it on the right way. This one's going to leak. I can feel it right here. So I'm just going to pinch. Let's just do a nose pinch right now. Well, they're at 16.1, so again, another good quality. Now this is official NIOSH N95. Good mask. I had to pinch that nose wire though, because it just doesn't fit me. So again, fit, like I said, I'll say it all day long. Every mask that tests above about, I would argue, 96, 97% on that thing is good. Everything else, it's solely dictated by fit. Your performance will be fit. Oh, someone gave me the details. The 9233, 9541. Okay, let me grab my box. Someone knows the Zemies. Good for them. Okay, so I do have a 9541. Is the K? Okay, let's try that one then. I didn't do that one yet. And then I have a, yeah, I have more Zemo. Okay, so that's what explains what this is then. Let me punch one of these while we wait for a second here. I got to charge the aerosol room in the room again too. Let's get that score. 7428. 7428. Let me just double check that. Yeah, we're good. All right. Let me punch this one real quick, and then we'll test this in the medium frame. So the one, it has a valve. Okay, that makes sense. So the ZM9441 is a KN95 valved mask. All right, we'll test it. In general, let's see if it performs any better. In my experience, valve masks add very little value. Good breathable mask. The loss of filter area by the use of the valve is more detrimental than anything else. So let's punch it quick. We'll run it. Let me charge the room while I do this too. Trying to multitask. Keep this test short, so I can go out and ride bikes. Kind of ride bikes. Can't fully get back on a bike all the way that normal Aaron would, but I'm almost recovered. Almost fully healed. All right, we'll set that. My normal punch is at the office, so I had to use my homebrew punch. We'll go across from the valve. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, it's good. Put my tools back. All right. Want to swap the frame over, kick the generator on. Swap the frame. Oh, and it's headband. Okay, so then this gives me valves and headband. Although I did punch it maybe a little higher than I should have. Oh well. Purely for aesthetics. I always like to punch in the middle of the mask near the mouth, but in reality it does not matter that much. But I like to because I'm a weirdo. Alright. Little kind of a pain in the butt to get this thing in the frame. So I like the idea of the reusable frame, but I kind of feel like this kind of annoying to get it. All right, we got it all set up here. All right, so this is the Zini 9541. I'll check the note from someone that had left me. So I think the 8210 is the KN95 variant in black, which I do like. I like that they make it in black. That's really good. I mean, it seems like they're using good quality filter media for sure. That's good. Hopefully they make like an extra large or some different facial shapes for them. Long, tall, or something like that. But, all right, let me jam this in there. Make sure that's set. Yep, we're good. So this is going to be this is the Zini. Oops, capitals are still going. Zini CM9541. 9541 KN95. I'll put that as valve. That's valve. It's KN95. It's cup. It's as worn. It's white. It is head strap. All right, let's let that concentration come up a little bit. I'll check some questions. Someone said, before I started wearing just Aura, I sometimes use black mask. I always had a weird taste from them. Yeah, they could be outgassing. I think, again, I don't necessarily trust every manufacturer of KN95 masks out there. I do trust KF94s a lot because they have a stuff, but I feel like there's some little bit of regulatory oversight that doesn't happen there. Costco surgical masks were the ones that were bad enough I figured out it was a mask problem. That was years ago. I love the Breathe Tech mask. I like Breathe Tech too. I kind of wear Sable and Breathe Tech. Those are kind of my go-to. I like the black Breathe Tech. They just have a good structure to them, and the nose wire is really good, and I think they make a great mask. The Sable black is not really black, and I just feel like the fit of the Breathe Tech's a little bit better. But they get a little hotter, whereas the Seibu Ultra 3D is definitely the coolest mask that I have, and so that's kind of my trade-off. Is if it's not too hot, I'll wear a Breathe Tech black ear loop. Oh, sorry, some people can't see the latest results. I apologize. I'm off the bottom of the screen. Let me pull it up here. Apologize about that. What mask do you recommend for kids? At the top, I have a whole kids mask sheet. It's right here. Just click that. You can see all the masks that I've tested for kids. I also had a kids mask video that I did last year. The only update to that is that I like the Seibu Ultras for kids. My son really likes them. They breathe really easy, chunky ear loops. I think they make a good quality mask. All right, so we got those all done. So we'll test the 9233 is the only one I don't think I have, but that's okay. We won't be able to test. That just sounds like it's a different size, though, not a different performance. Let me check my bins. 7233. No, ZM100, ZM100. Oh, shit, these fell. Oh, 9233. I do have them right here. Okay. I have it. Okay, so that's what this one is. Okay, we'll test this one next then. So this is 9233, must be a medium framed KN95. Okay, so we'll test the full suite. Because I'm testing the 9541, which is the valve, and then the 9233, which is their medium KN95. So the one must be their Pro. Ah, someone chased the Siwu Pro 7 KM95. Okay, that's good. We'll know what this is now. Yeah, this is, I don't know, we'll see if we get it on video or not. You can tell I'm not wearing my glasses lately. I need contacts. This is what it, focus. That's what this looks like. So we'll test this one up third. So it's in the hole, as they would say, not on deck, in the hole. Ready to go. All right. Concentration's good at 20,000. Let it stabilize for 20 seconds, and we'll start testing. So thanks, Vasilis. I hope that's how you pronounce your handle on YouTube. Thanks, that's good info. Helping me out. How's my collarbone? I got a nice, let's see if you can see it on camera here. Got a nice scar there. Maybe see it. So I got a nice metal plate. I'm now a cyborg with improvements to the body by way of titanium. All right, let that stabilize for a second. We're almost there. So this is going to be we're almost, oops. Try to keep the top 5 rows up here. Actually, what I should do is do this. No, I don't want to do that because it'll make it hard on the OBS Studio to show it correctly, but I'll do my best to have only 5 lines shown. If I forget, yell at me. All right, 2036, 2.036, E to the 4. There we go. All right, let's try out the mask, the valve version. Comes with adjustable, which is nice. Just one sec. I got the fabric popped around the frame. All right, there we go. Let me just check. I feel like the fabric just isn't quite seated on this. Good. There we go. Oh, they're at 186.4. 186.4. 99.08%. Honestly, the valve I don't feel like any difference on. It feels just as warm as that other mask, the black one that I was wearing, and yeah, I really feel like the All right, next up will be we got to do the air. Okay, so I got to swap from the medium frame. We'll let that one run for a second. Wait, is that the large or medium frame? That must be the medium frame then still. Okay. So we got to wait that one to finish. Then I'll swap and we'll finish all the Zemies. We'll move on to the IAQ Air, which is a German-made mask frame, but it's quite small. I mean, I think I got the large. Yeah, the large, but it's not that big. Then we'll do the yeah, we'll do the Chinese mask, the other Chinese mask, the other KN95. Someone had it in the chat. Then got those masks. We'll do that, and then I got some 3M masks for a Super Mask Nerd, who's a very cool person who asked me if I would test them for him. I don't normally do that, but people that are big advocates for masking, they get helped out. Let's just say, always helping people out. All right, let's pop this off. Take it out of the frame. Put it back in its bin. 9541. I like to keep all this stuff. I have every mask I've ever tested sitting in the basement. It drives my wife nuts. And I know she's standing just outside the door so she can hear me. No response, though. Wait, 9233 is what we're going to test, right? Or did I already test that? Wow, I'm losing track of what I got going on here. 9233. Okay, 9233 is the KN100 variant. Okay, so that makes sense. A medium frame. I think that the numbering system could be improved in this design. I don't think I hate, no offense to 3M, but I think the number system I absolutely despise. Is the worst way to do it. Just call it a name, the standard, and the size. I get if you have other variants, call it something else. But I hate 3M's numbering system. It's so confusing because you have masks like the V-Flex, which is 9105, and then you have like a 3M Aura, which is 9210. How would anyone remember that? They won't. Because why should they? It's a terrible structure. Fine if you're selling to industrial clients. I get it. They don't care. They just order a part number. As consumers, it's very confusing. So just call your mask something simple. Like, I like that they call it the Zemi 1. Love it. Call it the Zemi 1. It's their premier line. It's the best mask they make. I like that idea. Just the numbering systems I hate. And then just supersede it. If you make a better mask, then call it something else. And if you want it black, call it the same thing, but variant black. Then people will know. So there's my rant for the day. All right, got it all hooked up on there. Had to do the frame a little bit, but we got that settled. Thank you for Vasilis. It's a Zemi ZM100, row 716. Zemi ZM100. Okay, so that's how they don't call it the one, they call it the ZM100. Again, my continuous rant about the naming structure. Thank you, Vasilis, for that. Vasilis. No Vasilis. There's an A there. I need to make the text on the YouTube app is just absolutely tiny. It's very hard to read the comments, but okay. Should be up and good. We'll let it stabilize for another second or so. Yeah, we're looking good. 1.53 e to the 4. We'll get started and I'll fill it in. 1.53 e to the 4. I'll fill it in while we wait. Don on the mask. All right, we're going to call it there at 106. We're going to be waiting a long time for this to stabilize because it's measuring basically like I'm watching the counts on the bottom. You couldn't see it, but it's basically nothing. F all, as they would say. So nice work to Zimi for making a good KN100. Breathability is pretty decent on it. We'll test it when I'm done with this with the Magni Hela gauge, and we'll get some numbers for it. I mean, I think if you came to me and said what was the best Zimi product, I would say without a doubt the one product that this makes, the Zimi one, is definitely the best. Super breathable. Don't need the N100. In my opinion, you don't need the N100. It's not going to add any additional protection level. It's purely dictated by fit. So if you can get the fit with the Zimi one, that's the one I would recommend. It's definitely the most breathable. I'll get the numbers for it when we have a second after this, but they're making good stuff. It's hard to get though. That's kind of the problem I had. You can't like really buy them from anywhere. You have to go to a random website and buy them. Which, I mean, some of that's just Amazon trying to sell on Amazon. They have tightened up what they're doing, but they've tightened up what they're doing, but have not made a significant. I'll have to see if the Wane is still the one that I found for the Wall Street Journal is still on there as fake. I also see a lot of people testing N99 mode on these, which drives me nuts, but that's fine. N99 and 100 mode, but that's a conversation for another time. All right, let me put this one back in the bin. So this is ZM9233, ZM9233. Put them back in. I'll add it to my stash of masks in the basement. All right, so I'll put the mask frame back in the Zimi one, so I have that for the future too. We'll test the AQ Air version of this, size large, and I paid way too much for those. You don't want to know how much I paid for a 10 of those. They come in a metal can. Good for them. Packaging's nice, but that was expensive. Especially for a mask that's so small, even though it's set as a large. It's more like the Zimi Air Medium, I would argue. It's even smaller. It's like you can probably see here. This is the large. Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure they shipped me the large. Let's see if I can show you. It's like, let's see if it'll pull the white balance up. Like, all right, so I make them there. So if I start end to end and roll them, you can see. Oops. Like it's quite a bit shorter here. It's also narrower. So it's a smaller mask, even though it's large. Let me check the 10. So it comes in this big ass 10. IQ Air, made in Germany. Production date, L size. So one would assume that L size means large, but maybe I'm making it up. Made in Germany. Is an IQ Air a Swiss brand? They have the Swiss logo on it, but it's made in Germany. All right, well, I'm not going to judge them too much. Maybe they speak German. Well, they do speak German in Switzerland, so Swiss German, but whatever. Not my problem. All right, let's load it up onto the little thing here and get some data. So 01024, oops, 2024. Going back in time again here on accident. Although it doesn't feel like any different than 2023. Same problems, different day. This is the IQ Air mask, large. And it is an FFP2. It's cupped. It's as worn. Hopefully. We'll see. I might have to pinch the nose or something like I did with the... Alright. Hold on. Someone's texting me. I might get interrupted by my niece. There we go. Stabilized. 1.146 e to the 4, 146 e to the 4. Go ahead and don the mask. Oh, it's got a clip and adjustable ear loops. Okay, well, let's do the clip, I guess. That's strange. It's got both options. Okay. I'm going to leak out of the nose. And it's not quite tight enough anyways, even with the clip. So we're going to have to do a nose pinch. There's no nose wires on these, so that's kind of one of the things I don't like on these, is that there's no nose wire. So I can actually look down and see the gap. So similar to the Dobu. Probably the same company would be my guess, but who knows. No, they're made in Germany, and Dobu's carrying, so. Ow, it hurts. The plastic's like digging into my face. What? Do I have a leak somewhere else? I'm not getting much lower than that. I'm gonna have to fire up the port account. Alright, let me get the port account warming up. Caller 662.8. It's kind of where we settled in. Our German friends may not be making such a good mask. Ruh-roh. Let's see what's up there. So let's see what's up. I get the real term active. I got a single setup at, let me just share. Let me get OBS set up here. I'm gonna do window capture. Another window capture. Ah! Excuse me. Spider. Where did he come from? Okay. Alright, here you go. You'll be able to see it with me. Ah! I'm covering my face. Let's go over here with it. There you go. Y'all can see what I can see now. Oh, you know what? Yeah, that's fine. Move down here. Let's get the end condition. End condition is 9975. We'll recreate the nose pinch. Otherwise, 93% seems not so great. Again, like from COVID standpoint, I'd like to see maybe a little higher there. From a regulatory standpoint, this is an FFP2. It should have done much better than that. So, ruh-roh. Let's see what's going on here. All right, port account's up. You're going to see it up on the screen there. Don the necklace of shame. Maybe hook this thing up. I'm going to pinch my nose again because this is going to be a multi-handed exercise because I got to don the mask. Get the wire clip back on, okay? I'm going to hit start. All right, fit factor 200 on that. So and that's the highest that goes. In reality, it's like what's 0.36 and 79. It's like way more than that. So like we're more than 200 over. So something makes you say, hmm. So, let's just quickly don the mask again. Take this off. I'm going to turn the... I'll leave the Porticount on. Let's see if we need it again. I'm going to redon it. I just want to hook it raw up to the thing and see what the lowest count we can get is. Did I do something wrong? Let's check. So it's definitely fitting. And Porticount N95 mode is going to always do a really good job of measuring fit, relatively independent of filtration. In this mask, it's still fine, but let me just don it real quick here. Okay, did I do something wrong? Let me shrink real term. Did it go away on the OBS? No, it's still. All right, we'll just turn off real term for the moment then. Doesn't need a test. All right, here we go. Okay, yeah. Still too high. I was like at 900. It should be down to this hundreds of particle, like 100 or something like that. So, IQ error makes me go, All right, that was fun. All right, who's next on our list? All right, next up on our list of fun chest is the something Pro 7. Someone got it on there for me. I just gotta find it. It's this. Probably the Seawoo 740s. Let's jump on there. So the Seawoo Pro 7KN95. It is KN95. Wait, did I put FFP? Nah, it's just FFP2. Why did I have... I made that mistake there. That's a lie. Now who's lying? That's one lie. Ear loop. Connect it up. All right. Should be done here in about 45 minutes. My hair's all floppy looking now. All right, 8344. We're gonna kick the generator on here in a second, but let's rock this mask. I'll use the clip. I feel like it's leaking right there, but maybe not. Let's see. Yeah, it's leaking. It feels like it's leaking right there. Don't even nose pinch it. All right, 66.4. Pretty dang good. Pop it up there. We're going to have to do a generator here in a second. Someone's texting me. Called it 7615. 7615. So that's about what I would expect. It's going to be like 99 and some change. 99.17. That's really good. So CWA Pro 9 K95, pretty solid. Oh man, I got to do all the real pressure measurements and configs too. All right, we got to get moving. Otherwise, my whole afternoon will be lost. All right, that's done. That's done. What's next? Let's do these ones. Let me grab the bag for these so I can remember how to properly spell the company name. It's a headband black KN95, but I'm not a big fan of the construction. Oh, it's KN100 actually. Again, you don't need the 100 part of it, but how do we spell this company name? It's all in Chinese. All right, we're gonna have to go to the Seifu Tech China because it's not stamped on the mask itself. How'd they get away with? Oh, here it is. Oh, it's the Lazang. Okay, that's what I thought. LAIANZHI. Oops, ZHI. KN100. It's a KN100. Gotta turn the generator on. Boat shape. It's gonna be as worn. It's black. Headband. So this mask is kind of like an Aura-like. It's got the soft foam inside of there. One thing I don't like about it is that like how that foam ends at the end is going to probably be a problem right there. See how the end of that foam? And they carried it too far to the edge, is my guess. That's going to be probably cause a leak at the interface. That they should have trimmed the foam further back. It's going to sit on the cheekbone and not compress very well. You're going to get a little leak there. We'll check with the port account, but that would be my guess. Depends on your face. Every face is different, but in general, I think that's, if I look at an Aura, which I have one right here, we'll see how far they carry that foam. I don't think they carry it all the way to the edge there. Yeah, they pull it back just a little ways. So they carry it, the Auras pull it back from that corner a little bit. That's kind of one of the distinctions, and how they trim that edge. I think that is probably important to get a seal on the corner. Would be my guess, but hey, what do I know? Oh, I'm not oh, my camera tilted. Sorry, guys. I didn't realize. Hopefully I haven't been like that for too long. All right. Yeah, this testing takes forever. That's why someday, if I added up all the hours I tested masks, but I guess a couple hours a year now. Although I do some mask testing at Open Arrows and fitting stuff, so you don't see that. But someone asked, what's the difference between the Aura Blue and Red Strap? So blue is a 9210. It is an N95 that is non-surgical rated. One you should wear. The red strap is the 80 or 6 is the 1870. Sorry, again the stupid numbering system. 3M 1870 is an N95, but it's a surgical N95, which means it has the splash rating. And unless you have a problem where you're going to get squirted with high pressure blood when you're wearing it, which no one outside of a medical environment would, you don't need that feature. It makes it slightly less breathable, and I feel like a little warmer on the inside. But that's just a subjective thing. So wear the 9210, the blue brand one. You don't need the splash protection. It's no addition. If you wear the red one, it's fine. You'll get the same protection. It's just, in my opinion, not as comfortable. Yes, the cloth strap is. Oh wait, I was lying. Did I say 9210? I'm sorry, 9205 is the blue strap. 9210 is the white cloth strap that comes out of Singapore. Yeah. Come on, charge the room! All right, we're there. Let it stabilize, and then we'll test this one. We got the rainbow version coming up next. KN95 rainbow. Nose wire is a little, yeah, but we'll test it. Then we got that. What else do we got? Some 3Ms. I'll get them up on deck here, and then we're done. 1, 2, 3, 4 more masks to go. Then we got to do breathing tests, and then I'm done. Yay. All right, I think we stabilized at 1708. 1708, I'll remember that. Ooh. Getting a leak somewhere. $10, it's right there. All right, let's see if it's the cheek area. I'm just looking at the counter. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, let's just wear it normally, and then we'll play the games. So let's see. How did Aaron? Aaron, I can feel it's weird right here. It just doesn't feel right in terms of it doesn't feel like it's well seated to my face. So we'll just wear it, and then we'll N95 it, and we'll see where we're at. Nanner asked, I actually gotta be quiet, sorry. I gotta finish this test and then I'll answer that question. All right, call there at 483 as worn. Um, we'll get the measurement and then we'll come back on for the port account measurement. I don't feel it leaking, but I feel like it's just weak right here where they have that inner corner intercept between the foam and the mask. There's a reason I suspect that 3M trims it back a quarter of an inch, 12 millimeters, something like that. Someone asked on the Aura topic, pros or cons with using boot or cross strap. Either one's fine. All those masks are going to protect equally the same. It's all about fit. The cloth straps, in my opinion, are better for people with longer hair. They don't grab on your hair, but they don't stretch as much. So it's whatever works best for you. Launchi. Yeah, it doesn't say the size. It just says HYX1002, but I don't know if that's a size information. It doesn't, I don't speak, unfortunately, I can't read Chinese. So I don't, it doesn't say, oh yeah, how about the giant L, Aaron? I may not be able to read Chinese, but I can probably see a giant L. So this is the large. So let's see. We'll get the data here. We'll put it on the port account. Port account's fired up, so we'll just pull that up in a second here. And I closed it, so I was kind of stupid to do that. Why did I close it? I should have turned it off in OBS Studio, but that's okay. We're at 144 e to the 4. 144 e to the 4. So I'm guessing it's a leak issue. Oops, not 1.4 million. How about 1.44 e to the 4? So probably a leak, but let's find out. So let me don the pendant of shame that I've now managed to get all twisted around itself somehow. Really not the pendant of shame for them, but for mask manufacturers that doesn't fit my face, which is that's a me problem. All right, there we are. So let's go like this, put the pendant on. I'm gonna connect the tube while I can, because it's a little easier. I gotta pull up real term again, so just 1 second here. Redon the mask. The fit I honestly just feels funny to me, but I actually can't feel a leak. Usually I can usually do it pretty well, but I could just feel like right here it's weak. What? Scribble. There we go. Let's see. Can y'all see that? Should be back up for y'all? Okay, there we go. Next time I'll just hide it on OBS instead of being stupid. All right, go here, go fit test. Feels good. 103, so I should have seen about 99. But I'm going to do something, so let's do it again here. Simple add that I know that I'm currently wearing it at a fit factor 103. But then let's just hook coming out on. Yes, Elio. 1266 E to the 4. I feel like I might have moved the mask ever so slightly there, but all right, call it 275 there. I'm sorry, but I should see 99% if this is an N100 mask. It's 9783, so we'll do it the same way where I no tube to no tube. Sometimes there can be slight difference in statics and stuff like that that can affect that. Typically it's very minor, but yeah. The Fook. I mean, it's still fine, but I would expect to see at a fit factor of 103. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. That leaves some questions like the IAQ Air mask. I definitely don't like that they carry the foam to the end, though. I can just tell you that unequivocally. Okay. Whew. Hopefully I'm not rustling the microphone too much with this guy. Take it off for now. 40 count's up and running. Get the downstream measurement. We'll start it again. All right, here we go. We got, we're on there. 1511152. Yeah, that's weird. 97.73 on a KN100 with a 103 on the fit factor. That's kind of a little questionable to me. Makes me go, All right, let's do the other one. And their KN95 colored variety. Hook it up to the probe. It's got a very weak nose wire. I don't like that. The other one has a good nose wire. But they had foam, so they had to do that. Let me just copy the name so I don't have to. And I don't hope to not mispronounce it too much. This is their KN95 variant. It's ear loop. It's boat shaped. It's rainbow. It's ear loop. And it is 1025 E to the 4. All right, let's try it out. I like its color, though. It's nice. I like the coloring. Yeah, I gotta tighten these ear loops up a bit. It's got a long nose wire, though, so it's not so bad. Oh, they're at 73.39. 73.39. Seems to stabilize roughly around there. So ironically, I get it better with a KN95 the ear loop than I do with a headband KN100. Just for shits and giggles, we'll test it on the port account. And then we are on to the last 1, 2, 3 masks to go. 4 masks to go. All right, we're almost done. Oh, actually, we got to do this thing. We got to do the forged air too. So maybe I keep lying to myself in hopes that I'm done earlier than I am. Let's see. It's called Lai Un Shi. Lai Un Shi. Aaron, any news on the OpenCPC? Yes, it's working. We'll have I'll have an update video when I get a chance to shoot it. We have an open respirator video I've been promising for like 4 months, but things keep getting in the way. Open respirator project update will come out next week, technically. So this upcoming work week, we'll be pushing that out. And then the following week, I'll shoot an update video on the OpenCPC, but things are good. We'll be at AAAR, the American Association of Aerosol Researchers, talking about it. And we'll have some stuff to share on that in a couple weeks. But things are going good. It works. It all works. All right, let's grab the concentration 9200. 9200. All right, just for fun, let's do it again with the port account. Which will highlight that just because you put foam and other things, it doesn't magically make a mask always fit better. Oops, I got to turn on OBS. All right, fit factor greater than 200. Again, highlights. Fit is very personal, and you got to do fit tests if you want to get to these high levels. So adding the foam, adding that jazz did not make that mask fit me any better. I think these are let me see, are these the same size? They look to be roughly the same size. Yeah. Same rough dimensions. Panel length is maybe a smidgen longer on the bottom. But on the top panel length is roughly the same. So like they're roughly the same size mask within a few millimeters, but like the addition of the foam didn't help. What would be fun is maybe I'll rip this foam back a little bit. I bet you it's leaking on that edge right there. There's just you can't, yeah, I don't think you can get away with what they're trying to do there. Anyways, their KN95 is fine. KN100, I don't know. Something's funky with that one. Let's hide the port account. Let's throw that in there that I got a fit factor of greater than 200 just for fun. All right. You can shut up, port account, because you're beeping at me. Let's do Forge to Air. This is a Canadian project. It's unrated currently because I think they're pending. Maybe they have it now. What shape? Elastomeric. As worn, black, head strap. So it's kind of a unique product. It's like the flow mask where you have a replaceable element, but it's much wider, so the breathability is quite a bit better. Let's see how it stacks up in terms of filtration efficiency. Oh, my butt is getting sore. This is the YX011, so we'll put in there YX011, and then this the other one had another number on it, which is on the mask. Let me see if it says it on the mask. Let's see. Does it? So this one, yep, YX011S. Is it a small? It can't be a small. It has an S at the end. Maybe it's a small. So this was HYX1002. HYX1002. I don't know if that was a small or a medium, but yeah, an improved nose wire would be nice on that mask. It's actually not bad. It kind of reminds me almost like a little bit of like a Dr. Puri. I like the rainbow. All right, where's my staff? All right, we got, we're on the limit. 7237, 7237. We're gonna have to turn the generator on after this one. Down near the limit, 7237. All right, this thing has a whole thing with a head strap and this strap and that strap, so let's do it. Yeah. It's got a halo style strap that I gotta twist around maybe the other way a couple times. Well, no, am I going the wrong way? One more time. There we go. Oh. Not super comfortable, but doesn't fit my face very well, but I wish that they had used a slightly softer elastomeric material. Oh, they're at 134.3. There's some issues with this mask that they're going to have. I like the clip. It's a nice design. Elastomeric, like the rubbers, it's LSR. I don't know if it's probably silicone. It's like a little too stiff a durometer. And I feel like the internal volume is really big on that mask. Like there's a lot of dead space in there. That's going to be a problem for CO2. I wish N95 would add a test on that. This is a Canadian mask, so I don't think they're going for that. I think they're going CSA, so we'll see. So it actually was an extra large, and it was the color S, rainbow. All right, so do that. We'll turn the generator back on, and we'll see what we get. Doesn't look too bad. Probably about 98%, which is about what I would expect for that style of flat filter media and the breathability that they had. It's pretty breathable. They're definitely a nice breathable mask. But the internal volume is a little big. 6341. Oh, we're getting really low. 6341. So that should be around 98%, if I'm doing my math correct in my head. Yeah, 98%. So, on par with what I would expect to see for a Forged Air. I think it's supposed to be, it doesn't say what the internal was. This is, oh, they call it the AF95. I'm guessing they're targeting an N95 type spec. It's going to be, you know, they're pushing the limits. They're on the, you know, it would probably still pass an N95 spec. My tests, by luck and somewhat by design, is actually very close to a NIOSH 85 liters per minute test. So that's cool. All right, 3M, this is for my boy. You know who you are. Let's test, these are some vintage masks from early 2020. So 6/4 of 2020 and 8/25 of 2020. So let's do this one first. It's a 9502. I've tested these in the past. So it's a 3M 9502 Plus from vintage stock. 9502 is from 08/25 2025. 08/25 2020. Remember that time? This is a KN95 variant. It's bifold. I gotta turn the generator on. It's gonna be as warm. It's white. It's head strap. My wife needs her contact stuff. Oh, ow. Cool, clean air outside. Doesn't smell like salty huff paint. Come on, charge up. Just waiting for this. Answer a couple text messages. Again, I only live stream this just for data transparency reasons. I try to keep it entertaining, but when you're about 2 hours in, it's tough to keep fun. How many minutes are we in here? 2 hours. Yeah, I gotta get this wrapped up. I got other stuff to do today. I want to take a nap. See, I'll look in the comments here. Yeah, I like the white bands. No, I agree. Favors Tai Chi. The 9210 with the white bands is kind of nice. Someone had mentioned, oh, they like the Draeger Explorer. Yeah, I mean, if it fits you well, it's great. I think that the availability of the Aura is a little nicer. The Draeger is actually nice too. I like the kind of design of it. They're both great. M says, is Zemi looking okay? You'll have to go back and watch him or look on the data sheet. But yeah, they're fine. The lie, oh, how do I pronounce it now? I saw it, someone had told me how to pronounce it. Now I'm going to mispronounce it and people are going to think that I'm xenophobic. But it's, let's see, lie, let me pronounce it again. I got to find it. The Laiunchi. Something's up with that because I got so many things to do, but I will do it today. And we got some box 2. Oh, shouldn't there be one more box of these? Oh, I fell on the ground over there. I'll have to grab it. A couple more masks left to do. All right, come on, concentration. Bring up to 20,000 and then we'll be able to finish this round off. You know, one thing I forgot to do on my port account was to double check the 0 count stuff, so why don't we do that while that's happening? So while that's finishing up, I forgot to 0 count my port account. I'll put the filter on the end, check it. Alright, it is at 0, 0.1, 1.2, 0.6, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, so the port account's good. Then I'll hit the red button on the back to disable the voltage on the DMA. And it should also go to 0 to make sure the DMA sheath flow is not contaminated with particles, and it is dropping to 0. And so the N95 companion is good too. Alright, so I forgot to do that before the test. You should always check your 0 check on your port account. Alright, hit that off. Give it 10 seconds to stabilize in the room here. And then you're good to go. Alright, 2.083 e to the 4. 2.083 e to the 4. $90.72, we sold it at 90.72, so I'll pop this off, back off, and should be good on that. I'll scroll down a few lines so everyone can see what's up. But looking good there. Next up will be another mask, the Veld version. There was a mask for that, I'll test it. Oh, actually, you know what? Nope, there's no. Did I punch it? Yeah, I punched the valve. Let's do the valve. Valve masked up on decks. Well, wait, let's get that going. So 3M 9502 plus valve 9502. Oops, 9502 plus valve from manufacturing date 08 06 09 06 04 2020 06. So those that are wondering, can you use old masks? Yes, the answer is most definitely yes. That one, 1942. All right, so 99.55, yes. Even though that mask is like 4 years old, it's fine because the filter media is good and it's all about the elastic head straps, and those are still good. And so yeah, these things last a long time. We'll test the valve variety. Then we got 2 sets of auras, 2 more masks to go, and then we will call it good for the day. I'll then sit at the table and do the breathing test. Take some measurements and check the nose wire, add it to the ever-growing list of Google Doc, and call it good. What are we up to? 728, wow. Favorite touches, I'd like to get a full face respirator since I'm worried now about this new strain and H1N1, but I'm worried it won't fit. Well, I would say that the protection that, well, first off, H1N1, I don't know, is it airborne transmissible? I don't know. It doesn't appear that way yet, but I'm not following it super closely. I mean, certainly animals are being infected. Could it become airborne and human transmissible that way? Absolutely. Just a few mutations is all it needs. New strain, I mean, if you want to wear elastomeric, they're great. You got to, if you want to know it, you got to fit test it. Could you get the same fit factor in a disposable respirator? Maybe. Usually elastomerics do seal a bit better. But yeah, fit test, and fit test some more. That's going to be the most important thing. If you want to up your mask game, there is a low-cost qualitative fit tester that is available from Fit Test for All. It's a small qualitative fit tester, a little Bittrex sprayer. I would try that. Otherwise, rent a port account, or you can join the fleet of people who are buying used port accounts and trying to keep them alive. So that would be my pitch to you on that. But really your protection in terms of human-generated respiratory stuff, 1.641 e to the 4, 1.641 e to the 4. Now, if we're talking about H1N1 at a farm where you're working on a piece of farm equipment, okay, that's a different story. It could generate a totally different size distribution. But if you're worried about it from human sources, it does not appear to be highly transmissible by airborne nature, but we'll see. It certainly could be. And maybe it is, and they haven't told us yet. Also possible, too. One 126.5, 126.5. 99.23, certainly within the range of air that I would get in this style of test, so probably the same. The valve actually is kind of nice on that mask, I will say, mostly because it does help with the breathability. 1.538, either 4. Alright. Put that back in the bag. Alright, let's do the last 2 of the auras, and then I'm done. So this is an aura from... 3M, what is it, 1870, right? Yep, 1870 plus lot A211687. This is N95, it's bifold, as worn, it's white, head strap, and it's about to get hooked up a heat strap. I gotta fix that typo. I can pretty much guarantee you these are... There was a question of whether these are authentic or not. They got them really cheap, and they were worried that they were fake, so I totally understand, but I can pretty much guarantee you, just by the smell, that they're real. Auras have that unique, sweetly kind of fishy smell. I don't know how to describe it. Let's see. We'll check the comments while I wait for 10 seconds for that to stabilize. But there have been infections. Oh yeah, I would never argue that H5N1 may be transmittable even by airborne transmission, but it's not highly transmissible yet. I think in terms of the things I worried about every day, something to keep our eye on. Certainly, I'm not saying it's not something I'm concerned about. It's not a question of if, but when it jumps. And the most efficient mechanism of transmission is airborne, but it could just go by fomite. It could stay in the fomite world and maybe never make that mutation. So I don't know. Again, it's not quite my expertise. Is it something I worry about right at this moment? No, I think I'd be worried more about a COVID infection because it's just so prevalent. And the summer flu or the summer, whatever they call it, hay fever, it's freaking COVID. You got COVID. Watching the Olympics is... I mean, I love watching the Olympics. I love activity. I love track and field. I love all that stuff. It's just really hard to watch it and be like, wow, I got COVID and now I can't compete. And you're like, and no one's taking it seriously. I would be so pissed if I was there and I got COVID and I didn't get a gold medal, even though I could have. But hey, who am I? Yeah, any doctor that gives you shit for wearing a mask is a doctor you probably don't want. You know? They should understand why. They should understand transmission. Now, they may say themselves, because doctors by nature are risk-seeking. You know, they have a very specific personality to be a doctor, especially ER doctors. But I get it. And they have to deal with shit all day long. So they kind of say, well, the shit I see that kill people, I don't see COVID killing me. But that's not necessarily a good public health policy. That's just an individual doctor's. But they should hopefully understand that masks work and that they probably should be wearing one. Those are the people that are easiest to... The doctor's like, yeah, I should wear a mask and I don't. Those are the people I trust. Like, they're like, yeah, I should, but I'm lazy and I don't like to wear a mask. I get it. I understand. Masks aren't comfortable. I would hope that you would value your health a little bit more, but sure, you know, some doctors smoke, I'm sure, too. But when you just give shit to people about it, that's stupid. All right, called it 1758. 17.58 reasons why I love 3M auras. I mean, they're just such a well-fitting mask for me and for many others. Good mask. Just a good mask. Good on 3M for making it. Yeah, I think watching some of the, I mean, I think Lyle is the name of the 100-meter runner, and then I think he was in the 200-meter there that he collapsed. Yeah, that watching that is, what is wrong with people? And then the justification afterwards, like, oh, we can't keep everyone from not getting sick, and it's like, well, yeah, I mean, no one's going to argue that you can't be perfect, but you can at least try. You know, like, yes, it is impossible to stop all infections, but at least you could try. And I think the athletes, I thought the Australian team wearing masks, there's been a lot of publication about that. And so, you know, it's like, good on them for being smart, you know? All 4 years of effort, and you want to wash it away because you just don't care about airborne transmissible infection. All right, I might have to be done here. My niece is here. Let's see if I got 5 more minutes, and then we'll wrap it up. All right, almost done. 1.084 e to the 4. All right, last map of the day, 99.85. God dang. 3M. Always making such a good product. All right, one more and then we're done. Let me grab it quick. I gotta stand up and step around all the masks that I've been throwing on the floor. Did I punch it already too? Yes, I was a good boy and I punched it already. All right, last mask of the day. Get it hooked up and we'll be done. Granted, I've only had to test this many. I mean, this is my accumulation of masks for a year, so like, tells you about the changing mask world. It took me a year to accumulate enough masks to be like, okay, if I should finally run a test, because there just hasn't been really a lot out there. I've been like, oh, I need to test that. Some of the Chinese mask stuff is cool and interesting. I just don't follow it too closely, just because it's kind of hard to buy, right? I mean, my goal is always to give recommendations for easy stuff purchase for people that can buy them from anywhere. What was I saying? That was a boat mask name. So, all right, we're going to wrap this up here in just a few minutes. So if you have questions, put them up, because I'm going to be done in 5 minutes. 1.007 e to the 4. When we're done with this mask, we are done. Kind of done. I'll go do the pressure strap measurements, but I can do that at, I don't see my niece back there. Okay. I would say that it would be nice if 3M didn't make the mask a little stinky. You gotta let them air out. Yes, I wish 3M made these in black as well. 3M, make these in black. I'll yell at them. I'll yell into the ether of the universe. Call it 1527. 1527. 99.85. Wow, I got the exact same number. Look at that. Technology. Repeatability. Or probably luck. All right, thanks everybody for hanging around. I'll finish this off and we'll close it out. Hope you all have been good. I don't know when the next major review video will be because honestly, I'm not sure if there's really anything that I feel like has really changed the game. Maybe those EMI masks, I mean, I think if I did a video, it would just be the same. And maybe you could say, hey, if you like cup masks, try those EMIs. But they're kind of hard to get, to be honest with you, right? Like you can't buy them from U.S. distributors and on Amazon. And not that you should buy on Amazon, but like there's no good way to get them. You have to order from a random site on China. So I don't know how I feel about that. But they are good, legit. 3M is always making great masks. Other stuff, the Forged Air was interesting, but I don't know, not super comfortable. I like that they have integrated eye protection with it, but it's an interesting mask. I think I would like it if that the face piece was a little softer. So I don't know if I'll do an update video, or we'll see what happens. I've been so busy. There'll be an update video for Open Aeros and the Open Respirator this week. Open CPC will take a couple weeks, but I'll have another video on that one talking about what's going on there. And then we'll be back to grinding at getting all this stuff closed up. Trying to solve the world's problems. One mask at a time. 91.56 is where we're closing that out. 99.84. So very legit and very good. So for those that sent me those in, they are good. I'll put them back in the correct bag and I'll keep them in my stock. All right, thanks everybody for hanging around and watching. If you watch the Google Doc, there will be some updates to that as we get the pressure drop data. But thanks everyone for chilling in. Someone had a question, valve or no valve? In my opinion, in most masks that are highly breathable, the valve does very little. If you have a mask that is kind of hard to breathe in, the valve can help with exhalation. But in my personal opinion, ultra breathable masks, the valve has no real value. The valves are fine, they do work. The NIOSH has a test standard for them. They're totally fine. They don't let leakage in. They're not going to harm you. It's just that, I mean, there can be some situations where the valve can get stuck open if you use them regularly in very dirty environments and get contamination on the backs of the valve, but it's pretty rare. So in general, though, I say like there's no benefit to a valve in a highly breathable mask. So hopefully that answers your question. Otherwise, I'm going to call it there. It's been 2 hours and some change. I'm going to go take a little break, and then I'll do the pressure drop measurement. You'll see it coming live in there. I'm not going to live stream that because there's not much value in that. Like, I just breathe into it. It's not a great test, but I do like to have a complete data set because I'm a weirdo. So thanks, everybody, and watch out for an update from the Open Respirator from Open Aeros. But thanks for everyone for hanging around, and catch you on the next. Well, I don't know when I'll catch you on the next one. Well, I'll see you on the next video that I make. All right, thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.